I think what he's getting at, the student is a Westport Middle School student, not an out-of-district student. At high school, decides to go to Stang or Conley, Diamond, Bristol Aggie, he can still be in part of our band if he wants to, because he's practiced with the middle school, they've now graduated up to the high school, and they play well together, so it's allowing that student that was in middle school, wherever he goes to school, to still play for our high school band, even if he's at Diamond, Stang, Conley, Bristol Aggie, or
But this
Timbuktu.
way, it wouldn't have been, unless we make that change of the word.
Right.
That's what I'm
Diamond
saying.
and Bristol Aggie.
Well, and what I'm
But this
saying
way,
is
it's
that's-
wherever
that's
they
why
are, it's that if you play in our middle school band, you're allowed to play in our high school band,
Even if you go to another high school.
even if you go to another high school.
Okay, I don't read this paragraph like that, but.
And
We
my
can
only,
change it so
my
that
only
it
statement is
doesn't
that's
read
why
that
it was
way
written.
then.
I'm not
Whatever.
interpreting
No,
it.
all right.
That is how it was written. I don't know why you're arguing with me.
I'm not arguing.
I know you aren't.
I'm not arguing.
Or discuss. It just
Um,
allows
I'm
us
saying
to
that
keep
is
our-
how-
Okay, here, all right, I wanna, back on point,
They may not want to play.
back on point
They
with,
can.
with regard to the, skipping the normal, policy subcommittee. I think that since 2004, when this was adopted, we may find that this might run afoul of some of the current MIAA rules regarding high school competition, and we do not know what those are, and we don't know how
Well,
this
actually,
measures
we do.
that.
We do know.
That we do,
Well,
because that's easy.
The MIAA is very clear on outside participation as it being a no-no. So all of this,
This,
For
the
sports.
the
For sports.
MIAA for
Band
sports.
and MIAA.
No,
I'm not
both
talking about
bands,
that.
I
I'm talking about the
do,
whole thing.
bands,
Competitive, MIAA,
competitive band is the same. You
I'm
cannot.
not I'm no
Same
longer,
thing.
I've gone beyond the middle school band issue.
No,
Yeah.
high school.
High school.
I'm not talking about bands.
Oh,
If we add this little thing, then we may be violating the MIA
Well,
also.
just take out, continue.
What I'm saying is, wait, hold on, what I'm saying is, we have a policy on athletic participation from outside students. And since we're all sitting here, we haven't looked this up, there may be MIAA rules that govern that.
There are rules. I actually did look them up.
Then,
They're right on the
does
website.
this bounce against any of that? I know that you have to have
The
a compact
MIAA
written for
rules,
the.
the MIAA rules will govern MIAA registered sports. So regardless of our policy, there are some sports that are not governed
Cheerleading
by
is not.
the MIAA rules because they're not competitive and they're not registered under MIAA.
Like our league for cheerleading. They
Cheerleading.
have competitions, they don't have
They have
leagues.
some competition. You may also have situations where there's competition in the band, but there may be other times, and that's what I'm saying, you want to build a policy that allows for some flexibility of what we may or may not do in the future. There may be other sports that we participate in that have nothing to do with MIAA. So if you want to allow for those sports participation, if we don't have enough students from other places, then build the policy this way. Rather than getting to, for this particular one, we do it this way, for that particular one, we do it that, I would not do it that way. But anyway, that'd be my recommendation.
No, as far as the high school level is concerned, if you were to say, to play basketball, you need 20 students, and if you don't have those 20 and you fall short at 15, the MIAA allows you to say, well, we don't have enough to field this particular team, we can now look into the co-op situation. So the MIAA does make adjustments for
Some
that.
allowance.
But you have to decide how many students you need to form that team and go from there.
Somerset has it going on right now, they have a hockey team that they draw from another high school.
Mhm.
Next year, their hockey team can support itself, so
So
they're
if you
co-op
cannot
right now.
co-op.
Take this,
They
Right.
can't, but those kids are already put
That
on
happened
the
here, too, happened here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I make I finished that piece, which answers that question.
Okay.
I think after the first paragraph, extracurricular activities exist and all that, I would add something along this line, so you can take this and add it to your motion. Something along the lines of adding a paragraph that says, prior to the beginning of the sports season or activity, the activity director or the athletic director will meet with the superintendent or designee establish the number of slots available for a sport team or an extracurricular activity. Because honest, that would be where it ends. I'm gonna say why. So you have to write that. Basically, if you're gonna be saying that you need to know how many slots there are to know if there's empty spaces, somebody's gotta designate that. And I want that done way in advance. So, either I sit with the athletic director or the activities director, or I designate, hey, at the high school you guys meet, or the middle school you guys meet. Let them figure out how many slots you're gonna have, so there's no question. If this year we had 18 and we decide for next year we're gonna have 18, then you know you have 18. If you get to, the first set of tryouts and only 15 kids have come out, you know you can invite or allow kids from somewhere else, up to 3, to either try out and then pick 3, or, if there's only 3 that try out, you can take them in the team. But I want it done ahead of time, so there's no question as to, I only want this many and I'm gonna set the bar here when you're in the middle of it. I'd like that to be done ahead of time so that it's fair.
Ms. Harris?
Okay, to try to tie up all the amendments we may make to this motion, I guess, the question I'm gonna ask is do we want, or would it be appropriate to add a bullet in here that talks about or references where MIA regulations
Supersede.
don't, or they supersede or don't conflict, or where MIA regulations conflict with this policy, the MIA regulations take
Well, it could be
precedence.
MIA, it could be any number of governing bodies for competition.
Because when I first read this, I thought that this was really written, or at least this paragraph was written more for activities at the middle school, sports at the middle school, since in order to have students from outside the district, you're really governed by.
The MIA governs the high school, and this was more to govern the middle school.
My point is that this is really just about.
Because I want to amend this.
Yeah, that's why I recognized him, because I had a sense he was gonna adjust his amendment. And then,
It's going real long.
This is not about sports only, this is extracurricular activity.
No, a kid doesn't get, can I make one?
all right, hold on.
If we
Miss,
have-
wait, Mr. Herrenstein, and then Mr. Sullivan, and then Ms. O'Hara.
Okay. So, I will amend the motion to include